All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for The Legend of Vox Machina, Season 1, Episode 11.
Hell yeah, let's get into this
Battle
finale.
of the Ziggurat. Let's
Two-parter.
go.
I don't know if it actually is. Technically, it's done as a two-parter. They released in 3 episodes at the time. Point is, here we are. Ziggurat. Briarwoods. Hell yeah.
We're going to see some high-level magic. We're going to see some really scary shit go down.
And once again, Vax's life is on the line.
But not just that. Not just that. Percy's sister Cassandra as well.
Yeah. I mean, she'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yes. People never die in D&D fights.
And these villains definitely aren't the type to use the lives of the loved ones of the party in order to manipulate them or anything during a fight. That doesn't seem like anything they would do.
Matt doesn't seem like the kind of DM to have them also just drop instant death, high-level spells that
he is
they roll right.
Not that type of person. Rolling? No, that's when he's going easy on them, right?
Exactly. No, they roll.
Yeah.
Save, throw, or die. Go.
No, or just no save. Automatic death. Yeah. So, here we are.
Counterspell? Oh, that's a bitch.
Oh, darn. Yeah.
Too bad. Yeah.
Scanlan already used his reaction. Well,
Yeah, it's rough life. It's a rough life. But this show has been handled ridiculously well. We're barreling forth into the finale.
Barreling.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, we're getting better at this.
Yep.
we're practically setting up. We're digging the graves, if you will, of.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, who knows what we'll discover about their secret plot, their ritual that they've got planned.
We're not Dr.
Well.
Ripley. We don't do that clap one-handed thing. No.
I can though, but I'm not going to show you on camera.
It's not that impressive.
I save
anticlimactic.
other single-handed skills for
That's right.
related stuff.
But yeah. Dagger.
And
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
And
so
everyone else that doesn't know is just like, these fuckers.
So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh, it looks so good.
Ticking in the background. Love it.
Well, there we go.
Let's get that pale green aesthetic.
Yep.
The symbols show the sky at a specific time and date.
Yeah.
I think it's a
It's all coming together.
Yeah.
It wasn't a spell book, it was an instruction manual.
If this whispered one wants to cross over, now is the time to do it.
The Briarwoods must be trying to help him.
I don't give a shit what they're doing.
The Whispered One is coming. Once he returns, you and I will be together forever. Let any would stop us shatter against what we have built.
Oh.
Yep. All right, let's get that OP.
Yep. Oh, God.
I'm just
Sure,
channeling
you're not
my
already
inner
undead, Yeah. Having this in the backdrop for all your action has got to make the animation really intense.
Oh, sure.
Grog, I want him alive.
We still need somebody to handle Silas.
Mm-hmm.
Any suggestions?
I don't know. Maybe Ripley? Doesn't really matter what happens to her.
Wow.
I was talking about you?
Guys, Pike is glowing. There's no stealth here.
Come with me. Our minds together.
You're not leaving.
I'm afraid you overestimate my willingness in this endeavor.
Until next time.
Okay. Simple as that.
No. Can't. Too late. Too loud. Don't care.
Oh, actually getting the voice.
Oh, yeah.
Silas!
Yeah.
We have debts to settle.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, and Grog's just taken care of.
Yeah.
No big deal. Slowing down the nimble boy.
And, okay, here we go.
Ah, nice.
Yep.
It's me.
Shit. He's the close range fighter, yep.
Yep.
I've waited so long for this.
You'll have to go through me.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, that animation, yeah.
Oh,
Of your little weeds.
Jesus, just
that's
strong.
yeah. That almost felt like a fun use of legendary resistance there.
Dang, she is the Avatar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah. Let's go,
Casting
bye.
Gals, go!
Oh, Jesus.
Oh! Cleric versus vampire.
Yep, yep.
Monster versus monster. Yeah!
This is so good.
Love it!
White Stone Ziggurat, are you ready to ride?
Silence. Oh, shit.
Nice. Oh, that's cool.
There it is.
You know me so well.
Okay. You're going all out for these fights.
It's me.
Yeah, all your weapons are kill weapons, Percy.
Yeah.
How can you defend them?
How? The Briarwoods are firmly long enough did.
They murdered our family!
Oh, the voice acting. Oh!
Yes!
Oh!
Yes!
Oh! What?
Love it!
This is so cool! Wow! Jeez! This is so cool and dynamic!
Yeah, of the fights that we're seeing so far, this one is hands down my favorite.
Whoa!
Cat got your tongue? I think we all prefer you this way. Get away from my nose!
Yeah, my no!
Yeah, uh-huh. Nice.
Natural 20. Oh!
Okay.
I don't want to, but I...
Oh,
Oh.
shit! Oh! Oh!
Oh, there you go. Ah, just like with the torture.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
She didn't get bit this time, so...
Silas, wait. Please.
I've no time for your weakness.
You know, we could really use a half giant right about now.
Yeah, yeah. Jeez.
Hey, Kiki.
Yeah.
What happened to you? Roots.
Uh-huh.
Sentry. I'm Keyleth.
No way. No way. Are we getting this here?
Oh. We're getting an Avatar moment.
Yeah.
On multiple levels.
Uh-huh.
Both avatars.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. And then she cast Sunburst.
Please don't make me do this, brother.
Fuck! That is that you?
Cool.
Alright.
Don't ever do that to me again.
Oh.
I'll kill you just now.
No. Shh.
Okay.
Oh. High level guiding bolt. Just take this. Oh.
And then...
Grog.
Yeah.
Grog. Grog. Yeah. Oh, the light on the sun tree. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that was nice.
You get reckless. He's rolling with advantage on you too.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's time we point all that muscle and fury elsewhere.
Oh.
I know what you'll do. Don't try and seduce me. I'm not trying to. If I don't know where I'm swinging, then neither will you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Can't beat some good old-fashioned barbarian logic.
Real men hug.
Oh. Get ready for a radiant hit here. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay! Oh!
So I guess that's the flavor that they used for counterspell, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
And he can't hear your cries.
Nope. Oh my god. He's done. Uh-huh.
Cool.
Uh-huh. Ah! Oh shit, y'all!
Silas, I broke the world for us.
Oh.
All right.
I did everything you asked. I took Whitestone. I unearthed this place. Now bring my Silas back.
Open the door! I need to get in there now!
Take it easy. She ain't going nowhere.
One last time.
Fueling it with her own blood.
Yeah.
Nice.
She's gonna pass out.
Uh-huh.
No way.
All right.
Oh. Oh god.
Delilah! Stop!
Yeah. Oh, there it is. There's the shot. I don't think they have anything left.
I'll see you suffer for what you have taken from me.
Oh. Oh, they're gonna do it this way. Oh. Oh, shit. Yeah.
All right.
This can't be all there is.
Oh!
Beautiful.
Still alive, but barely. I need to do this quickly before.
Oh, shit. Oh my god.
Light's gone. Vex, look at me. Sister, she's gone. And Keyleth will be too if we don't do something fast.
Ending
Okay.
the episode here, aren't they? Yep.
That's just the second
Oh,
last
that's
episode.
cool!
Holy
That's
shit.
so cool!
I didn't think we'd get that stuff until the next one.
Oh, hell yeah. That's
Yeah.
how you do
Oh,
a
boy.
finale fight.
And the thing is
throwdown
that
here.
that's like, yes, it's the finale, but there's another episode. But
Right.
but the Briarwoods have been defeated, and okay,
Well, that's the
like,
thing. You have to wind down a little bit
Right,
before
right.
you start ramping things
Yep.
back up for season 2.
right, falling action or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So awesome, love it.
Oh my God.
Some of the action scenes in particular this episode blew me away.
Silas
The Pike
stuff
versus Silas stuff, that was
so
that,
cool.
That was blowing me away.
Yeah.
Like, and it's one of those things that it's like, okay, you love to see because Pike's a monster. She's always been, right? And so getting to see
Teen
her
Mom.
Yeah, Teen Mom. Seeing the healer solo, one of the big bads, it's like okay.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love that they also very much took the okay, we have so many characters. We can't have 2v3v1s, really. So we're going to
Right.
dynamically shift this around into a bunch of 1v1s.
Yep.
And keep things flowing in that regard. And then every once in a while, it'll get into a 2v1, and then things will switch up the dynamic
Right.
because of Vax being charmed or not charmed.
Yeah, basically
Percy
juggling-
being running from Cassandra versus having to like deal with his own like inner demon, fighting
Yep.
back here.
Yep.
It was very much a very clever way to showcase that there's a large party of people versus a still decently sized but smaller party of people.
Right.
And have the environment still maneuver around in such a way that we felt the actual location that they were in, given that the Ziggurat was huge, but that the fights were still going on elsewhere. Like
Exactly.
that we didn't have to like worry about why don't we see them in the background or something or what have you. It just felt
place.
It felt very smart and very well handled. So
and
above and beyond.
It also felt kind of D&D tactical, where like. Granted, this is something that isn't always the most fun for the players, but to manage a party of mini gods, right? Especially when you have the number of players like we have in this game, oftentimes it can turn into the bosses juggling CC on the party.
Yep.
You know, and basically being like, okay, who can we keep locked down? Because if there's 7 of them and they swarm us all at once, just like that would sort of visually look if all 7 of them were to swarm the 2 of them all at once, you know, it probably wouldn't go well, right?
Yeah, I'm forgetting how it was done in the campaign. But was
I don't
Grog
remember
banished?
I don't know. I know there are a few key moments where Grog ended up getting banished, but the idea
in necessarily other parts, probably.
right, in other parts, but but the idea of just you know,
Grog has low magic defense saves,
exactly.
So he's out of the fight immediately.
She opens up with a spell, he's taken out, right, and we don't need to necessarily see it be something like a banish, for instance, even if that's what it like was in the fight, you know? We can just see it be something where there's a powerful blast, Grog gets taken out because he's the like frontline physical fighter, you know? That's something that makes it even more chilling, and so that way it doesn't, Delilah's magic doesn't just go into, oh, she does sort of hand wavy like energy blast stuff that doesn't have too much like visible effect, you know?
Right, which was the cool thing that they did with Scanlan here by showing the silence spell effectively be used on him, even though silence I don't believe was actually casted in the actual fight.
And in regular D&D it doesn't work like that on a target, but if you wanted to have that be like the equivalent like duplication of something like Feeble Mind or Counterspell, that totally works.
That's a really cool way to do it. Yeah, so I feel like they adapted not only the fight and the story in that fight from the actual D&D episode, but also the D&D mechanics in a way that felt exciting. Because one of the things that's really tricky about also Pike as a cleric is that her powerful things that she would use against a vampire are just class features. Like, they're not necessarily like very unique things to Pike being a war domain cleric or what have you. So why don't we flavor it into her war domain aspect of using like weapons and shields and stuff? And then her guiding bolts are like, you know,
it's
throwing
the classic,
a hammer or what have you.
Or the classic energy blast that she does with Silas at the end there. It's like, cool,
Right.
And that's
you mean Delilah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, no, but the one that she did to Silas when Grog had him
that was Keyleth.
Oh, that was Keyleth.
That's
right.
At the end, it was against Delilah, but primarily she was fighting him kind of like a melee fighter, which is just a cool way to show that she's not the primarily the backline kind of cleric.
Right, exactly.
Sense. She jumps into the front and gets shit done and puts +10 to her next attack roll or something like that. Yeah.
It's clerics are the low-key secret busted class of 5th edition because encourage people to play support classes.
Exactly. And I loved here that in a lot of ways it was actually kind of one-sided how much basically the ladies carried the entire party of Vox Machina here. Scanlan got silenced, Grog got one shot, Vax got charmed, and Percy's dealing with the drama of he needs to kill these two, but then Cassandra's coming after him, and she's charmed. He can't hurt her with his weapon because it could kill her.
Especially given that there seems to be some entity influencing how the weapon is used, and you know, even if you...
It's a devil trigger.
It's a devil trigger, right? So even if you think maybe you could like shoot her in the leg, which in and of itself would still be super
It could
horrifying.
Misdirect you in the last second to make it a kill shot.
Exactly. Right.
Every kill seems to be a soul that this thing is very much.
Yeah. That was great.
But okay, this was just a really, really exciting, action-packed episode. It very much feels like the culmination of all the work that was put into building up to this, you know, this arc and this eventual showdown with the Briarwoods directly. Ever since episode 3 or 4, 3 when they actually show up.
When they show up,
and we have a little bit of a scuffle, and we find out really in some ways that Keyleth is rather dangerous, and Pike is also rather dangerous, and if you had actually gotten rid of either of them,
that would have been very helpful.
Would have been alive. And this is really brutal, but I liked that they showed it being a slow process here. In D&D, it's all you roll the dice, the damage is taken, and everything happens over 6 seconds per action. So it doesn't, or per turn, so it's not supposed to take a long period of time. But the idea that she kept blasting
it almost felt like a reference to the Sunbeam spell, which is concentration, radiant beam, basically, which would be a very effective way to deal with the vampire.
Who's vulnerable to radiant damage.
Well, and it also counts as sunlight, I believe, which then does extra damage and stuff. So cool. And so that was actually probably the most like potential direct spell, like other than the like Shield of Faith stuff and things.
All the pike stuff
direct 1-to-1 like 5e spell usage, which is always fun to see. But also the Sun Tree. I can't remember if that was actually a thing in the original fight or not. I don't think so.
It was, no.
Yeah, because the kinds of emergent behaviors and stuff that happen in like a D&D fight, right, where it's very much a game, probably doesn't translate as well into narrative, right, where someone doing a clutch spell doesn't necessarily
you're excited
mean
about
anything.
the die roll more than you are role playing how the stuff that you do, it's your character's little body movements.
And you can't communicate to the audience of this person's vulnerable to radiant damage, or it counts as daylight, or, any of those technical things.
In a lot of ways, that's why the Briarwood arc is so great to introduce people to Critical Role, because everyone knows what vampires are and what they can or can't do. So it's the idea of, we just shorthand a lot of the world building there and then move on with a lot of the other stuff being around this dark magical ritual where Delilah, who's the one who's actually kind of the wild card here, because we don't know, is she a warlock? Is she a wizard? Is she a sorceress?
What can she do and what can't she do?
What can or can't she do? It's like, well, okay, she has blood magic. She has necromantic magic.
Right, she has ritual summoning and blasty stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. But how do we beat her? Well, we have her pour all of her focus into something that could potentially bring her loved one back, and it wasn't enough because this undead being from the beyond that looked so cool. If you know, you know. We'll talk about the spoiler section, but it denied her.
Right.
It's just gone.
Yeah.
It's just gone. There's just this little floating remains of whatever the ritual summoned or what have you, and
nope.
No.
Yeah.
Get fucked, Delilah.
Right.
It's
you got
over.
used.
And then double tapped. I loved the speed with which Percy was like, no last words.
Bam, bam.
Every single person up till now that he's shot, he's dropped a one-liner right before shooting them.
Sure.
And then here, nah.
Nope.
Or right after shooting them. But not here.
Right. Heat of combat, just you're dead.
Bam,
you're not
bam.
getting away.
It's over.
You've got tricky magic, so not going to take any risks.
Not going to take any risks, and you're a squishy, so...
Yep.
Pop.
Yeah, yeah.
All your prismatic walls, all your crazy shit is down. Yeah. I also loved that. Yeah, she had to throw her own blood into the mix there because one of the things that you kind of have to do in a story that would be this abridged, given that it was hours and hours and hours of D&D stuff to go through here, but also a lot of the stuff that would be for the villains, a third person omniscient only kind of awareness thing is the idea that, well, in a D&D thing, the DM would have to exposit that kind of stuff to the party. They would have to figure it out somehow or infer it based on the dialogue or monologuing of the villains.
And sometimes that's just done by the note takers that pay attention, and then half the rest of the party is just like, cool, we hit things and let's fight.
Right, but Delilah had a really simple, strong human motivation, and that was that her husband was someone that she wanted to be with as long as possible.
Yeah.
And
he's going to live forever because he's a vampire.
But
she's not.
But she's not. So at the very least, she could have maybe become like an undead, some kind of something that goes beyond death. But no. In the end, double tapped.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful because while I know the story, I love getting to see the visual medium of this emotion that she's got, where it's like,
as she's truly breaking down,
you took everything from me.
Weirdly enough, it felt it reminded me some of seeing Azula break down, right? Like, and just being
the voice acting helps as well.
Right, the voice acting definitely doesn't, affect that in any way. But, just seeing her whole world crumble around her, right?
retreats into this coven of undead clamoring at the walls, but they're like restrained and weak or what have you.
That the visuals for that were so cool.
So
I
awesome.
can't remember if the undead in the walls was something that Matt like had described for this room. But regardless,
I think it might have been.
Excellent choice.
That does sound like something that I vaguely remember.
And it sounds like something Matt would come up with
totally.
too. Like
totally.
Yeah.
But also the idea of them all silenced as whatever this thing was summoned.
Yeah.
I love the idea as well, because we know what the Whispered One is and we know all the details there. But I loved the way in which they've slowly but surely built up the idea of, a classic D&D villain plot, which is I summon the ancient
Eldritch
evil thing
to
help me, but then the ancient evil thing shows up and goes,
no,
I don't care about you.
Right, either the ritual is stopped or it just doesn't go the way you want.
And right now we don't know. The ritual looks like it kind of did work, but also didn't.
It looked like a 10% success kind of.
Yeah, like something is floating there, some kind of little like sphere thing.
You got a brief image of this Whispered One thing, but not much more than that.
Not much that, yeah. And then it was whisked away, almost like it was not even truly its actual form,
right? Like
an
it was
avatar of it.
It was maybe trying to like make an appearance or something like that, but didn't have the strength. The summoning wasn't good enough or something like that.
I also really love the way in which that's paralleled with the idea that Pike, who was in an avatar form, also couldn't maintain their form across all this distance, and eventually gave out all of her energy here.
But then the avatar form thing, that's one of those things that just sort of makes you wonder, wait, what if this was like some influence of like it being cut off or something like that, Because like that'd be terrifying, right?
That would be terrifying.
And it would make sense that if there was some kind of undead power that had started to leak through, it'd be like, let's have the cleric not be over here right now,
Yeah, maybe that's the thing, is that this thing was like, oh, you really look like you've got a handle on things here. Yeah, this isn't a good time.
Right.
Bye.
See, the desire is to be summoned when like there aren't an army of people who could theoretically like
and a holy, like, divine imbued badass bitch with holy light shining around her who could be like, nah, get the fuck back into your hole.
Just looks through like the portal.
Nah, bad time.
I'll try again in a few centuries.
You can sue the company buying delivering pizza here.
Right.
We're heading back. We're heading back to the place there.
Yeah,
this looks a bit sketch.
Yeah, a bit sketch.
And now Keyleth is dead. This was what I was waiting for, because y'all, I wasn't ready for this. Do we want to say what happened in the actual like thing though? Because it was someone else.
Well, okay. So I don't remember too much of this. So you take the reins.
It was Vex. Vex died. Yeah, I'm like pretty sure it was Vex that died.
Gotcha.
Like, wasn't it?
So I remember Vex dying, but I thought that okay, maybe we should just go into the spoilers.
Okay, it's time to talk spoilers, y'all.
So hopefully that wasn't one already, but
yeah, I don't think it is. No, I don't think it is. But all right, y'all. Get out of here if you haven't.
Yeah. You don't want to be spoiled on this.
No, because we're going to talk to the end of the campaign at this point.
Yeah,
we're going to talk all kinds of stuff. Okay, all right, it's time.
Yeah.
So, Vecna. Vecna,
looking good, buddy.
Didn't speak.
Which
I think is genius, because that means they're probably still courting a voice actor.
And there might be a particular voice actor
that we all know we would love to have. Fucking Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
So cool.
It would be great.
Mark Hamill
it would be
awesome. And you know that given how big this show has gotten in just a short amount of time, Mark Hamill would be like, wait, I get to play the main evil bad guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he would have so much fun with it.
Now, the other thing is that Matt could also just voice Vecna.
Yep.
And we could take the Silas voice and enhance it a little bit and deviate a lot more from the elegance that he showed a little bit in the Silas voice.
For the,
Yeah.
Olden.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. But again, it's like if you're...
delicious.
But if you're doing that, I mean, Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill's right there. I know.
Yeah.
But legend. Okay.
They also introduced how the counterspell is going to go.
Yes,
and
they did.
I fucking love it.
That's how counterspell will work.
Yeah.
Vecna's gonna be like,
And then he like shakes it off, because he's a god or whatever.
Right.
And he's like, back to and Skellen's just like, yeah.
that's gonna be
so
amazing.
good. And then the
All right.
final one with the 9th level.
Yeah, well, we'll get into that. Or that's more of end of the series stuff. So, okay, they're down.
Yep.
But obviously, what I really liked here is they showed that the gunshot wounds did not hit the head. That's reason for theoretically some kind of way in which they leave, because I'm theoretically like kind of on board with the idea of them being forced out of the Ziggurat area rather than like dragging the bodies, into like some kind of.
Well, and they might not know enough to be
have
like, oh, let's take the body and mutilate it. Like, who knows?
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just the idea of like, taking it away from here.
Sure.
Because I think what Matt implied was that by the body being here, Vecna raised her back up.
Right. And actually, wait, I'm wanting to remember, because there were points where they started throwing shit at the orb to try and test to see what would happen if they touched it, and it just absorbed it, right?
Yeah. So that will probably happen in the next episode.
But does Delilah's body ever get sucked up into the orb? I can't remember.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
No, I think that's the thing. It was a classic example of where the party just leaves the body there.
Gotcha.
And then they just go.
Right.
From what I remember. But it'll be interesting to see how they adapt it to make the party seem less, silly at that kind of a moment there. But I really like...
Although Mom's not there, so, know.
Yeah, I really like, though, the ways in which they've been setting up the Vax potential stuff, because obviously we know what happens to Vax, and I'm even not even really wanting to talk about this in terms of the like
just in case
some people are here. But basically, Vax is one of those characters that I didn't like as much in the actual like D&D campaign proper. I liked him, but I like him way more now that I've watched this actual like animated show. And a lot of my elevation of appreciation for the characters have increased across the board because of that kind of stuff. But I really loved the bit with Vex there, and thinking about the idea of, oh God, what if I have to actually like stop him seriously? That was really cool. But okay. Other stuff though.
So
the idea that go ahead.
Oh,
go ahead.
No, go for it.
Oh, okay. I was basically just going to say that this is basically then the finale of the Briarwood arc. So what do you primarily focus the next episode on?
Well, what I'm thinking is that if they wanted to play real dirty, you love a good cliffhanger, right? They get back, everything's fine.
Well, how do they first save Keyleth?
Well, right, they figure out how to do that.
We kind of have that almost annoying thing of we know which characters have plot armor,
right? Well,
until they don't.
They mentioned Pike mentioned revivify basically, and that it's like, wait, we can still save her, but we need to act fast, right? The mechanics of how it could be done was laid out,
but she said she was alive as well.
Right. Yeah, and that's probably how you flavor the limitations for the revivify thing. That way you don't have to deal with like, wait, why is there a minute limitation, or whatever.
Or is resurrection even a thing in this world?
Exactly. That way you can still kind of say that it's not, even though it sort of is. But they'll figure that out some way. But I get the feeling that they could have something where when they go back to King Uriel to be like, hey, situation's complete, like, diffused. Oh, cool, you're not charmed anymore. Awesome, our names are cleared. Then you could still have the season end with Chroma Conclave attacking.
Wait, you think that would happen this quickly? But wasn't there a bit of time in between?
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta shorten things down for a series like this. And as far as getting people invested and making sure that they will be there to watch season 2, having dragons just wreck Iman.
Okay. I don't know, man.
That could be some like Attack on Titan, just all of a sudden the walls, what's going on?
Yeah, I just feel like you would have to have that be like the very last like 30 seconds. Like you couldn't really do much in that. And I feel like that would feel a bit cheap because you'd have to like show all of them. Like you either have to do the thing of where you go, okay, Chroma Conclave shows up.
Mm-hmm.
All the dragons.
Yep.
Cool. That's great. But do you just show, Imon getting destroyed? Do you show, like, the dragons flying up and just about to attack, you just have Vex being like, oh god, oh fuck, oh something. And that's it?
I get the feeling you'd have something like that with the one dragon that attacks the actual place and takes out the council people, and then end with Thordak basically you roaring, just, showing himself and being like, showing that he's the top dog, that basically the dragons answer to him or something like that.
I totally get that. I think it might be cooler, though, to hint at the Chroma Conclave rather than actually have them like entirely show up, because of the way they did this in the first episodes or what have you, very, very much letting us know that the Chroma Conclave is going to be a thing. Mm-hmm. It's just a question of whether or not it's teased at the end of this season or if it's just the beginning of the next season. But I almost feel like you wouldn't want to blow your load right at the very last second and give us just like... a visual look, but not actually then.
Right, that way you can have the first episode be super hype and like having the fall of Imon happen.
Right, and they could still do that. They totally could. I just feel like then if you did that, then everything of season 2 just kind of goes, down a lot, as you then have to then ramp back up to dragon fights after dragon fights.
Sure.
And I feel like that would be really tricky pacing-wise. But I don't know.
Chroma Conclave in general will be interesting to see how they adapt. But
for right now, my thought is basically that do we get renovating Whitestone, painting with Scanlan kind of thing.
Yeah, we could definitely get that.
All kinds of shit like that. Do we get Vex of Percy,
completely naked, yeah.
I kind of want them to rearrange a few things in the romance.
I would love
move
that.
Things along in that regard, because
that would be pretty cool.
If we're ending the season with the Briarwoods dead already, like the season is basically got one episode left. Briarwoods are dead. I want slice of life. I want shenanigans in Whitestone. I want to see all of Vox Machina interacting with each other and kind of like, oh shit, we did this. This is why we're together. Like Keyleth's character is being handled really well in this show. But I love that in the very beginning of the season, she kind of asked the question of why are we, why are we even a thing? And now that they've done this, they kind of have their answer. Right. They can get some serious good stuff done if they work together.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Vex dying. So I want to say
I was pretty sure it was Vex.
Well, because the thing is that for some reason
was that a future encounter?
It might be a future encounter.
Delilah? I
remember Vex dying. Oh yes. Vex gets Power Word killed.
Yeah.
In the 102 fight, she gets Power Word killed, and then
but I think
Vax gets disintegrated.
Yeah. I think I'm talking about like episode 35, whatever, 38 or whatever that was when they fought.
I thought that was something where afterwards she like messed with some of the ritual stuff or something and then died. I can't remember. I remember there being something where one of the players, I thought it was Vex, ends up like she's looking for loot or something, and then she sticks her hand into like a dark void box or something, and then she's dead.
I'm actually now curious here,
because the only villains to have killed 2 party members at once were Raishan and Dr. Ripley.
Yeah, I think there's
I wouldn't actually be surprised if I'm right about that whole Vex thing of like reaching her hand into a dark box and then she dies. I wouldn't be surprised if that was actually something they theoretically cut out from the show, because if they're wanting to keep the idea of the deaths being impactful and like they don't actually have resurrection magic, that might be something where they don't want to double down on that, and it's like D&D shenanigans that totally would happen but might not necessarily like it could get complicated from the standpoint of like a TV narrative. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Vex was doing like very like yeah. She looks scared. She sees racing with her razor orb. She raises her finger and casts Finger of Death at Vex. This brings Vex almost to death's door, leaving her with one lonely hit point.
That's right.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. As Vex next humans begin, divine energy pulled away. Everyone begins scrambling to find some way out of the room or to stop the sphere to heal Vex. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, no.
So I guess she got taken down to 0, but not killed.
Magical divine attempts to revive Vex, failing. Yeah. No, Vex was down. I was pretty sure Vex was down. Yeah.
And that does sound right. That she would be down. Yeah. It's going to be very curious to see how the show decides to handle the deaths in general, because I love how they did the Keyleth death. That was great. That felt very impactful and just, okay, awesome. But it also takes away the other person who theoretically could have tried to save. Well, the other person who could do the save a dying person, revivify type stuff, right?
I think also it says here that Grog actually grabs Delilah's body, so they are going to have it probably go that way as well.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, they probably like stuffed it in the bag of holding or something. But okay, so here we are.
Well, the other thing is Orthax.
Yes, and Orthax spoke. Like
Orthax might be actually a big part of the next episode. Now that I think about it,
that's a good point.
In terms of like a final conflict of sorts that they can have, that will be also the end of Percy's arc here.
That's another.
We need to resolve the Cassandra stuff as well.
The Cassandra stuff, but
Orthax is a very big, part of that.
One of the other things that I don't think this is going to be in the next episode because it chronologically in the campaign happens way later. They can't fit the
Chroma Conclave. They've got to deal with Orthax next.
Yeah. I guess it's something where and that would be a way that they could have a lot of the slice of life shenanigans, which would then set up Orthax coming after them later with Dr. Ripley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they can tease Dr. Ripley a little bit.
Right, because we know that she got away, and cool. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well. All right. Sweet. I mean, this was just. This
was a lot of fun.
Y'all, we're eating good. We're eating good. I can't believe we're already like guaranteed a season 2 of this as well.
And I also really loved the decisions of where they basically put the style and the animation emphasis within the fights. So like for instance, right, when you're having Percy fight against Cassandra, it makes sense that the motion is going to be a bit more stilted because he has a gun. There's not much that he can do other than just try not to get stabbed by her.
And make sure if he does shoot, it's not in a way that it will kill
exactly
her.
Right. Yeah. So maybe try and disarm her or something, but that's about it, right? So it makes sense for that fight to be slower. But then when you have something where, like, say you're dealing with a vampire, right? That's going to be a lot faster, and it was just so fun to watch.
Yeah, I cannot wait for all the little Critical Role little fan things they're gonna sprinkle in the next episode here, because I want so much things, so I don't have to wait too long until season 2 for them. But I want I want Craven Edge. That's
a good point.
I want the Scanlan painting beret thing. I want there's so many things. Imagine how hard it must be.
Oh, I know.
For the for them to be like, okay, what do we have to cut?
Well, and there's
so much.
Well, there's the what do they cut, but then there's also the what do we wait on, not knowing whether or not we'll be able to get to it because animation is really expensive.
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, if we get the Vex answering the door naked, right? we might.
That's gonna be in season 2.
It could be. It could be.
That's gonna be in season 2.
It could be here, Caleb. Don't take this away from me. I thought they'd never leave. I think that will definitely be in season 2.
That will be in season 2.
That will be in season 2.
Okay.
But I think that could be a way to set up for it. But just little things like that where it's like you want all of it to be in here and make sure that it's brought to life. But at the same time, you gotta pick and choose, right?
That's
Which
true.
is
That's
just
true.
gotta be torture.
That's gotta be torture.
But that's a good point. Craven Edge for final episode. That'd be
a fun little thing. Oh, this is pretty good.
Can I call you bacon? No.
Or just like picks it up and just has this like, all right, guys, I'm gonna go do some working out now.
Yeah.
And then people are like, working out. Oh, I know what this means.
Oh man,
Scanner, you want to come with?
No. They're not gonna have the toilet conversation for a long time.
Yeah. But all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about animated shows in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.